welcome to my channel. So I wanted to talk about transits today, specifically about transits and dashas and their relationships, the relationship between transits and dashas. So when you watch all these astrology videos on YouTube, they say all kinds of things like such and such a planet is in your seventh house, so you might get married or you might start a new relationship. Or a planet transits your eighth and you might get in an accident or you might get some inheritance, stuff like that. And loads of planets can transit your eighth house. But if your dasha period doesn't support an accident, then you will probably just have some difficult emotions or a little depression to deal with. Maybe a few close calls or a small bump on your head or a scrape on your leg or something like that. And the same goes for the seventh house. If your dasha doesn't support this amazing transit in your seventh house, then you will probably watch some romantic movies, briefly meet attractive people. The cashier might be really cute, but that's it. No real relationship start. No, it's just the whisper of it, because the energy is there in that house, but the permission for the actual results to come hasn't been given yet. And the dasha periods are what give that permission. So, how do you find out if a dasha period supports it? Well, it's pretty basic. If you're in a dasha period of a planet that's in the seventh house and you get some great transits to your seventh house, then you can have a real concrete relationship that actually starts. Or if you are in an eighth house dasha, like either the dasha of the eighth lord or of a planet that's in the eighth house, then you have more potential for an accident or more potential for inheritance, things like that. But those two, at the very least, have to be there: the transit and the dasha period. There are other things which come into play, but those are a little bit more advanced than what I want to talk about right now. And what happened to me was during the Rahu transit in Aries recently, a lot of different videos about the Rahu transit in Aries were saying for Aries ascendants, oh, be careful because you might get cheated. Rahu, co-ruling Aquarius and being a smoky, shadowy planet, gives you the potential for smoky, shadowy people who become your acquaintances, your network circle, and your friends. And during that time, I did meet people who had the potential for being very shady, very sketch. But because I wasn't in a dasha period that would support me getting cheated, I wasn't. Instead, I got a job because I was in my sixth house dasha period. So through my network circle, I got a job. Because that is what the dasha period was promising. So Rahu's in Aquarius, and there's all this scary stuff about what Rahu could do to Aries. Rahu's not in Aquarius. Rahu's in Aries, and there's all this sketch stuff about what Rahu can do to Aries because it's a negative planet. But anyway, however, instead of losing something through being cheated, I gained something. So it being my 11th lord and me being in a positive dasha for gaining something, I gained instead of losing. So that's one thing to note. Even though it was a sixth house dasha, that can be very negative, but my sixth house is very positive in my chart. It's not a negative. It's not negative for me. So it was good. I'm still in that dasha period, and I have a different job now, but it's good. It's better than the previous one I had. So things are good. However, Rahu didn't stay in Aries. Rahu moved into Pisces, and I was dreading this move from Aries to Pisces because my father's ascendant is Pisces, and Rahu is his 12th lord, or the co-lord of his 12th house of Aquarius. And he is also running his 12th house dasha, or a planet, the dasha of a planet in his 12th house. So he had the potential to go into the hospital. And I knew it was much greater than the potential for me to get cheated. So he did. He went into the hospital, and it was scary and sudden, and he's okay. It was not as bad as it could have been. He is still dealing with the aftermath of it, but that is an example of results from transits based on the Dasha period. And that is what I wanted to share with you. Thank you.